Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of This Could Get Weird. I am Adam Stone.
And I am Adam Blosher.
And yes, this is episode 21. I've been keeping count this time, Adam.
All right.
Yeah, last week was 20.
Our podcasts are finally legal to drink.
Yeah. We're up there, man.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got no bullshit going around, and you're buzzing.
Am I?
Yeah, just a little bit. But nonetheless, we need to see a couple podcasts ago, we were able to buy a Playboy. Now we're able to drink. So we're getting up there.
They grow up so fast.
I know, right? Our little children. Speaking of which, I gotta go back and probably upload the other ones onto. I wish there was a way I could, I don't know, try to fix those older podcasts because they sounded like such shit. That was back when
we could always go back and redo them word for word.
God, I'm not transcribing all that. That'll be your job.
If you can read what I write down.
It's called typing, dipshit.
Nope, I'm gonna handwrite this shit.
Oh, and you're gonna send it to me over the mail.
Mm-hmm. Snail mail.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Good old-fashioned snail mail. But moving right along, so how's your week?
So far short because of the hour cuts.
Still doing that, huh?
Uh-huh.
That sucks. Yeah, this week was, kind of uneventful.
Yeah, I was, they didn't have me scheduled for yesterday, so Monday night I went to bed at like 8 p.m., figuring I'd wake up pretty early to get, be slightly productive during the day, get some shit done.
Uh-huh.
And so I wake up for like maybe an hour during the night, not really realizing what time it is, and just go back to bed. And then I actually wake up at 5:30 p.m.
Oh.
So I slept for almost 24 hours.
Adam. Only you.
And then once I realized that it was 5 p.m. and not 5 a.m., I had to make myself feel better in some way. Like you do. So I ordered a pizza
okay.
and watched 2 hours of Vines on YouTube.
Oh, yeah? You fell down a vine hole?
I did. It was amazing. I love people's stupidity.
Yeah, people get creative within 6 seconds.
They do.
Because I don't really watch a lot of Vines, but when I do, I watch a lot of voice actors. Tara Strong. She does. She's the modern voice of like Harley Quinn and.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was Batgirl as well.
Yeah, the ones on YouTube are just random compilations of people.
Yeah, just being silly ass people.
Yep.
Rabbit hole of Vine videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been actually getting some sleep this weekend.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, like before you called me earlier, before we did the pod, I was just got up from like a 3-hour nap. Been getting into Sherlock.
Hmm.
Yeah, because that's a Stephen Moffat written and produced show. He's the one that does all the Doctor Who's.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it's a pretty damn good show.
So I've heard.
Yeah, you ought to give it a try. It's really good. It'll make you think.
Well, we can't have that.
Oh, no, you can't think enough. Because, thinking it's not illegal yet.
Yet.
So,
as long as you don't say what you think.
Well, think while you can at least.
Yeah.
Because, thought police are just around the corner.
Oh. So when I was leaving work today, because they only had me scheduled for 5 hours.
Uh-huh.
I was leaving work and I saw a Star Wars Valentine on a cookie cake, and I had to buy it because it's amazing.
Oh, yeah? What was that about?
It's just a heart. It's probably the size of your hand, and it has a picture of Yoda on it, and it says, Yoda one for me.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't bought anything weird this week, so I can't back that up. I did my taxes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They get approved?
Yeah, they're all in and everything. Just, hopefully they'll be here,
Takes supposedly 21 days.
21. No, if I did it over TurboTax, so it should take about, a little over a week.
I did TurboTax also.
I don't know what you did wrong then.
Well, they say just the average wait is 21 days. It shouldn't be any longer than that.
I'll just know when I check my bank account and there's just like this massive influx of money.
It's like, holy shit, I have money now. When did that happen?
Yeah. I got money to burn, but yeah, on this one I got a few plans.
Oh, did you get that Batman picture I sent you?
Which one?
The one I was yesterday, I think.
Did you text it to me?
I did.
I might have.
It's just a picture, obviously, of just Batman standing there and it says, Batman wins. Batman always wins. Always. He could beat lung cancer with a carton of cigarettes.
No,
Made me think of you.
Batman could.
Oh, which reminds me, I bought Justice League War.
Yeah, I've heard about this one. I want to check this one out. How was it?
So fucking good.
Is it?
Oh my god, it's very graphic in its violence, and I love it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
Superman's a complete dick. Green Lantern's an asshole. Cyborg is, confused. Shazam is a punk kid. Not the normal, like, goody two-shoe kid, but just like a dick kid. Wonder Woman is just Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And Batman is awesome. And Superman's a dick.
Yeah, you already established that.
I have to double up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen like a few scenes and heard some things here and there about it, and yeah, I've been wanting to check that one out. It sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
It shows a lot of it. The only way I can describe it is a gritty version of the Justice League.
Right.
It's really good. I've already watched it twice, and I got it like 2 days ago.
Well, there you go, folks. The B seal of approval. Justice League War.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up Friday or something like that.
Yeah.
And that way, by the time you hear this next week, maybe I'll throw in my 2 cents on it. So, speaking of 2 cents, go ahead and lead off with your story.
My story.
Your story.
Story is title: J.K. Rowling says Hermione should have married Harry Potter, not Ron Weasley.
What the fuck? Authors, man.
I know. Always giving out their thoughts.
Uh-huh. Even though after the damn thing's made millions and billions of dollars, and it's been out there in the world for everybody to hold, nourish, and accept, and now she's wanting to change it up.
Yeah. Well, she said she wanted to change it up a while ago. She just kind of went with the flow of how her fans wanted it, kind of.
Yeah.
Trying to find the quote right now.
I like this one. It says, Ron and Hermione would have needed relationship counseling.
But it's true. Have you read all the books?
No, I haven't read any of them.
Oh, well.
What I know is from the
Naughty
movies.
fucking on you.
Oh, hey, no, I mean, I've been meaning to get around to it. Jackhole.
Here's one of the quotes is, I wrote the Hermione-Ron relationship as a form of wishful fulfillment. That's how it was conceived, really. For reasons that have very little to do with the literature and far more to do with me clinging to the plot as I first imagined it, Hermione ended up with Ron.
Well, see, she was thinking outside the box, because that would have been the typical go-to.
Yeah, it would have been. But it also says that a lot of the fans are saying that they can kind of agree with her because the Hermione and Harry coupling, if that would have happened, would have actually made sense because they're both powerful wizards that were raised by muggles so they could relate to each other and actually build a relationship, whereas Ron is a very insecure, mediocre wizard who was raised by other wizards and wouldn't really be a good match for Hermione. But that's all fandom right there.
Right. That's messed up. Give Ron a break, people.
But the funny thing is, it's kind of true. Even the fans, how they're saying it is kind of true, though. Here's another quote. Funnily enough, I planned from the start that none of them would die. Then midway through, which I think was a reflection that I wasn't in a very happy place, I started thinking I might punish one of them out of sheer spite. In my absolute heart of hearts, although I did seriously consider killing Ron.
Poor Ron. That's messed up.
I find it kind of funny.
It is funny. It's hilarious, but at the same time, it's just like, what the hell?
One thing that's funny is that a lot of the people that have read this are like, well, if Hermione got with Harry, it's like, what about Ginny Weasley? Who's going to be with her? No one has to get with a Weasley.
Yeah, the Weasleys just be all lonely. A bunch of spinsters.
All those damn gingers.
Yeah. Where's the ginger love, man? I mean,
That's
last
true.
week we talked about that, and
Yeah.
now they're saying, fuck the gingers. Like, what? Give Ron a break. It is what it is.
He really, though, hasn't... my memory might be going a bit off, but I can't really remember anything where he did really anything spectacular. It was always either Hermione or Harry doing the badass shit. I think he might have maybe done one or two things, but not a lot.
Well, yeah, if you consider the whole Knight's chess.
Chess.
Yes, thank you. Was it night chess or battle chess? What was it called?
Wizard's chess.
Was it wizard's chess? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he kicked ass at that.
Well, it's a chess game. I bet you Hermione, if she had gotten past it being how brutal it was, she could have figured it out because it's chess.
I don't know. Ron was there for a purpose. I'm on Ron's side on this.
Okay.
You know, sometimes the poor guy's got to get the good chick, the hot chick.
I'm on the fence because I really just don't care.
I know. But I mean, once you do something, it can't be undone in the literary world.
But then again, I'd rather be with Hermione.
Well, true.
Dibs.
Yeah, with the whole, I mean, even with the movies out now, I mean, it's real kind of late to, throw that out there. Like, oh, geez, why did I do that?
Well, it was, the only reason it was thrown out there is because I'm guessing, somebody asked her, a certain question and it just came up in an interview. It's not too specific on it.
It's a little late now to go back.
Eh.
But then again, I mean, like you said, everybody wanted to get with Hermione.
True. Well, all the smart people.
Well, not just the smart people. I mean, anybody who's anybody.
She's a good actress. She should be in more movies.
She's been in some movies here lately. I mean, none that I can name off the top of my head. Yeah, she's been doing some. I mean, all those kids have been kind of keeping busy.
Didn't Radcliffe go into more Broadway acting?
He bounces back and forth. He's got some flicks coming out this year, I think. I know Rupert Grint, he's been kind of staying on the indie scene, independent movies, and Emma Watson's keeping pretty low key. Everybody else I don't know about, though.
Yeah. No one's really interested in everybody else, really.
Yeah, fuck Malfoy.
Yeah. Well, you can.
Nah. No thanks. It was funny a few years back when we saw a screening of I can't remember which one it was the fourth or fifth one. My mom's old boss, the theater manager. I mean,
was that the one I went to with you?
I don't know. You might well tell me if you remember this. The theater manager at the time, he was as gay as the day is long, and he called that Malfoy was going to turn out to be a total queen when he grew up. I guess talking about the actor.
Gotcha.
And as far as I know, I don't think that's meant to be true, but I don't know. Not yet, anyway. But
there's still time.
Yeah, but he totally called it. He said, yeah, he's going to be, he's totally gay. I thought that was hilarious.
It could almost kind of work in the Harry Potter universe, too.
Well, Dumbledore was gay.
Yep.
So why not?
Is it true?
Oh, she was doing an interview with Emma Watson for some magazine. And talking about J.K. Rowling. And this isn't going to come out till, by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be out. Yeah, J.K. admits Hermione should have wed Harry. Yeah, see, that's just the typical team up. That's what
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she made the right move in the long run.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Well, I mean, it is what it is type of deal, It's like I said, it's...
Like because you're writing a story, would you want the typical group up with yours, or would you want your love interest to be with the character and almost sidekick character?
I've been considering that lately, and it's one of those things, without giving away anything, I'm actually going to not even do anything with that until maybe, if I make a series out of it, until, maybe the last book.
Okay.
If I do anything, it'll be on the last damn page. It'll be one of those type of things. So I don't know.
It's like the last sentence. It's like, hey, your
yeah,
book ends.
Yeah. Pretty much like, hey, want to bang? And that's it. Done. End of story.
That'd be awesome if that was like the last sentence of a book.
Yeah. Hey, want to bang? Scene. The end. No, because I toyed with that idea too a little bit. And I was like, you know what? With this whole thing, it's just too on the nose and it's too expected.
See, for your story, I always kind of expected something between your main character and your Shadow Weaver.
Oh, you can go ahead and say the names.
You sure?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right.
Only 5 people. Only 5 people will get what this is, or one person might get what this is about, but that's about it.
Between Marissa and Xavier.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I always figured there was something between those two, even during the vampire games.
There was once upon a time, but I decided to, when we started our game, I turned Xavier into a damn villain.
Not really much of a villain, just kind of a bad, neutral guy.
Well, he started out bad, but then he became kind of neutral.
He was fun.
Yeah. In the meantime, Marissa pissed everybody off because, well, much like Batman, she likes to be, 30 steps ahead.
Didn't really piss me off just because I couldn't figure out what the fuck she was doing.
Exactly, that's where she wanted you. Her mission was accomplished.
I was simply following the group and lighting shit on fire.
I think everybody else hated her. I don't think Elijah cared.
Yeah, he didn't give two shits.
Eric and Errol, they were definitely like, fuck
this
girl.
Oh, which reminds me, hopefully I'll be joining a tabletop pretty soon.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get your fix, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Be back in the saddle.
Let's hope so. If it gets started with enough people, that is. It's going to be under the game of Mutants and Masterminds.
Oh yeah?
You ever hear that section?
No.
Superhero universe, basically.
Ooh.
Yeah. You could literally, in fact, make a Batman.
Nice. You got to do that and let me know how that turns out.
If I can't make what I'm trying to go for, I might end up making something like Batman.
The ultimate orphan. The dark orphan. Speaking of which, have you heard that they're
His
making...
orphan territory.
Yeah, I know, right? Except if they had that orphan on their side, I think it would have been a different story. No, but have you heard that they're doing a series? I think it's on Fox. It's about. It's going to be about Gotham PD.
Really?
In the early years of Jim Gordon.
Oh yeah, before he was commish.
Yeah, just when he just first gets there.
Oh, like that one movie was.
Yeah, kind of like that, but
with where his son gets kidnapped and all that.
Yeah, but in this, it's going to be kind of like a Law and Order Gotham type thing.
Dude.
Yeah, they're going to be actually solving fucking cases because they say Batman's not going to be in it.
Wow, I'm so going to watch that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun, actually. And it was weird, though, because recently they announced that there is going to be a very young Bruce Wayne. So I'm thinking, like, pilot episode, first case, the Wayne murders.
Could be.
That'd be actually interesting. And they say, by probably, it'd be one of those things by series end is when Batman starts showing up. But yeah, I mean, like a Law and Order Gotham would be fucking dope.
Yeah, it would. Before all the crazies came in.
Yeah, then that's what they're saying is when the crazies are starting to come in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
With all these masterminds and all that. So, I don't know. I think it'd be, but they're going to go with the, the more grounded, of course, the Penguin, the gun smuggler, and I think they should, hold off on, the big guns until later. Just more of the, actual more down-to-earth.
Which would be, all there really would be for the down-to-earth ones, really, or would be like the Penguin or the Riddler.
Penguin, Riddler, eventually Joker, because if they...
I don't know if they would do Joker, because Joker technically, depending on which universe for DC, does Joker come before or after Batman?
After, technically.
So then, they probably wouldn't do Joker if they're not going to have a Batman.
Yeah, they could do stuff like...
They could have a Bane, just as his mercenary self.
Yeah, or they could do like...
they could have...
Deadshot.
Yeah.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, he might already be in the Arrow series. I gotta start watching that one. I hear
they could
really
do a
good.
cameo of Freeze before he became the Big Ice.
Yeah, when he's just Victor Freeze.
Yeah.
Actually,
well, to wrap up our talk of Batman, to go back on topic real quick.
Yeah. Everything leads to Batman.
Always. I saw a comic that, I don't know if I sent to you or not, but it's fucking hilarious. This kid finds a lamp, and, he rubs the lamp to get the genie out, and he goes, and he looks at the genie and says, I wish I was Batman. So the genie shoots both his parents.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Oh.
And I'm like, oh, that's brilliant.
That's messed up. That's
all right, there's a nice little bow on our Batman conversation.
Yes. So from J.K. Rowling's to
Batman.
It all leads to Batman. Yeah. Well, moving right along, have you heard any of this story I'm about to tell you?
I've heard snippets, not too much of it, though.
Well, I mean, to start it off with, it was a tale that just popped up, and it was a fascinating read, but, the paranormal investigator in me, picked it apart to death.
Of course it would.
Yeah. But, the headline is Latoya Amon's Indiana mother claims demon possession, authorities cooperate. Now, basic rundown of this story is, this woman, with her kids, they moved into kind of an inefficiency house. She's not a very wealthy woman. She's just a typical low-income citizen. Nothing extraordinary. Just taking care of her family, tries to work her job, pay her bills, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Lower middle class. I can totally relate to that. Moves into this house with her kids, and all of a sudden things just, started going haywire. It all winds up where there's, supposedly demonic haunting in her house.
Yeah.
And it winds up with her kids being quote-unquote possessed.
That's one thing that it's always going to be sketchy, is because you can never really prove if someone's possessed or not.
Right.
As far as I can tell, scientifically, with all the equipment that the paranormal hunters have
that's just
at their disposal. There's no box or sensor that's like, yep, this guy is clearly possessed.
There's no real equipment out there that can identify a ghost.
Yeah, you just kind of have to take the person's word.
Exactly. That's more or less it. But the thing is, there was not one paranormal investigator on this case.
Really?
Not a single one. Something like this, they would jump at.
Normally, yeah.
But there's not one mentioned in this entire case. What it does involve was the actual Indiana local government authorities. Like CPS, they first took the kids because, cops were being called out there constantly, and there's reports of, on record of, police reports, of stuff that they witnessed at this house, medical staff at the hospitals, and psychiatrists, are all, even the psychiatrists are the only ones that are like, this is just a mass hysteria case, which I personally believe is what might be going on. Because, it all started with, basement door opening on its own, footsteps coming up the stairs, and then somebody told them, make a shrine downstairs to prevent them from coming up. Because somebody eventually told them, there might be something, not right about this house, even though the tenants before or the tenants after have not reported one single thing.
But then again, it's not always an entity that's stuck on the location. It could be an entity stuck on the person.
Right. Well, that's where, people are thinking it's a pure demonic case. And, I think that's further from the truth. Something a little more is going on here where it's more psychological rather than actual spiritual.
So you think they were just hallucinating or something?
Possibly. But even it got to the point, because the reason why I call it mass hysteria is like, a lot of medical staff witnessed one of the kids who was in psychiatric care. They witnessed the kid walk up the wall backwards and flipped over and landed on his feet. This is when they were testing out the kids, trying to assess their frame of mind.
Does it say that he walked?
That's what the quotation
or that he
says.
Ran?
This was in the report.
Oh, okay.
And it says he walked up the wall backwards and then flipped over and landed on his feet.
Yeah, because I know people that can run up walls and do a flip and like that.
Yeah, so it's like they explain that he spider walked up the wall, kind of.
Huh.
I mean,
is there any film of them doing this inside the hospital? That's
the other thing. Hospitals are highly, secure when it comes to, cameras and stuff like that. You look down a corridor, boom, there's a camera in your face.
Uh-huh.
So nobody, nothing. Nothing has come up.
Not even like a static on a camera that might have been looking into some general area that way?
Nothing has been released.
Wow.
And, police, have gone in and out of the house, and eventually the clergy was brought in, local clergy, and eventually he had to perform up to 3 exorcisms.
Why 3?
The first one was, the way he explained it, the first one was to basically, it's just it's like a wear down, like 3 rounds, wear down, just to wear down the demonic presence, as he put it.
See, I always thought it was just you need 1 exorcism on the person and that does it. Or is my knowledge on the exorcisms wrong?
It varies. It depends on who you talk to. They're claiming that the actual Catholic Church was involved in this, the local church, which for an exorcism. Wouldn't you need somebody from the fucking Vatican? Not necessarily.
Or not that high up?
It has to do with mainly, I think, the Archbishop.
Gotcha.
Something like that. But, moving right along, it wound up with an exorcism done on the mother, LaToya Ammons. And, it was up to 3 exorcisms, and each one was more of a wear down, one or more of the other.
Huh.
And, 'cause you have to, they say you have to establish the demon's name, or names, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
And, eventually, once you have that name, it means you have control over that demon, and you cast him out.
So they say.
So they say. At least that's, how I've heard it, and, of course, movies have shown it like that.
I've always wondered something about exorcisms.
Yeah.
Is that it's always somebody from the Catholic Church that does it.
More or less.
Why not like a high-end representative from another religion?
Because
what happens if you're not Catholic and you get possessed? Are you fucked?
Catholics have the playbook. Well, this family isn't Catholic.
Yeah. Like, what if you're nowhere near the Catholic or Christian or any of those little secular faiths? What if you're fucking pagan? And would it still work with a Catholic archbishop or priest?
I just think it just has to do with, the Catholics, if it gets approval. Because they have the playbook on the exorcism, quote unquote. Maybe, maybe not.
But then again, that whole thing could be a completely another discussion for another day.
Right. But moving right along.
We could go so deep into this shit just because of the stuff that you do and that I used to do with you.
Right. We already had an episode on that. If you want to, go back a couple episodes, I believe it was episode 18. I had sat down with my boss from a group I'm with, Midnight Paranormal, and we talked about that a little bit. I actually want to get her comment on this at some point. I'll have to ask her sometime. But moving right along, it says, the family eventually moved and the children were returned to their mother. And the owner of the supposed possessed house reported no other tenants had complained. But police captain Charles Austin, who visited the family during investigations, told the Indianapolis Star the experiences have converted him to a believer in ghosts and demons. Now, this is where it gets funny, folks. At least for me.
Oh, it gets funny now?
Oh, it gets funny. Because, guess who bought the house?
I think I know the show. It's either the Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters. I can always get those two mixed up.
It's Zach from Ghost Adventures. Zak Bagans.
I can never remember what show he was from.
Yeah.
That's the main guy, right?
Yeah. The guy who's wearing the Ed Hardy shirts all the time. And
yeah.
Screaming at demons and whatnot.
That's going to be you in the future.
No, that's not going to be me. That's what I strive not to be. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I've never met the guy. I know people within the field who have, interacted with him and wasn't always a pleasant experience. But, that's just hearsay, so I can't confirm nor deny that. But he wound up buying the house for a whopping $35,000.
That's not too bad for a house.
No.
Isn't that how much Shannon paid for a house?
I don't know about that. But, yeah.
He should have got a discount for it being supposedly haunted.
I think that's part of it. That and, the owner made a quick buck off it.
True.
But it says
maybe that was the whole ploy all along.
Maybe that's what the joke is in the paranormal field right now. If you find a haunted house and you want to sell it, just sell it to Zach. He'll buy it. So give it to Mikey. He likes anything. But it says the host of the reality show Ghost Adventures bought a home in Gary, Indiana that was the site of multiple exorcisms by a Catholic priest and bone-chilling experiences by government officials who also investigated. Mm-hmm. Zak Bagans paid $35,000 for the modest one-story home that attained international fame after an investigation by the Indianapolis Star. It tells the basic backstory, and Zach says, I really have a passion for this stuff and the research aspect after making an offer to the landlord. Attempts by Amons to get help brought police officers, child welfare caseworkers, and eventually a Catholic priest to the home and to meet with family members and other settings. Some police equipment supposedly malfunctioned during visits, while photos captured images of apparitions according to files reviewed by the Star. But yeah, Zach went ahead and bought the damn thing. Do you see the picture that the link I sent you of the house?
It's a small picture of the house.
Yeah, I mean, look at it closely. Look at the right picture, or the right
on
window.
the second to right window.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's supposedly not a person inside the house.
No, it's not. I'm going to tell you something funny. When this story broke, that shit was not there. That's just internet hearsay bullshit right there.
Oh, that photo was changed or something?
Yeah, it was doctored.
Gotcha.
Because I remember when this picture broke, when somebody was all like, "Look at this," and then I was like, "That's either an app or Photoshop," because that was not the, what I saw previously in the story.
Yeah.
I call bullshit on that.
Well, I guess you could say I got two opinions on this story here. Is that either one, what's his name, Zach? Maybe his show is losing some of its oomph, and he needed something to kind of give it a small boost.
Actually, no. The last season was its highest rated.
Or, seeing as how that one's apparently wrong, maybe he has true curiosity in this house, and just seeing as how no one was going near it, maybe he figured he'd take a shot at it.
I believe his intentions are pretty damn real. To some aspect, but he supposedly says he's going to stay in the house and use it as like a research center because it's supposedly a portal to hell. And I'm like,
well, wasn't it called like Slug's Refinery? Wasn't that also a portal to hell that he said?
No, that was Bobby Mackey's Music World.
That one too.
Wilder, Kentucky. Well, that's
but like you remember the refinery one, don't you?
Sloss Furnace, you mean?
Yeah, that's the one.
No, there wasn't anything demonic in that one. That was more just a really pissed off foreman from the past.
You know what you should do?
What should I do?
You should take a trip to Bobby Mackey's.
I've considered it.
For one night.
I've seen other people do it. I would stay there.
Would you?
I think I would. I think it depends.
Do you have the cojones, sir?
I do have the cojones. I would stay there.
I would stay there with you.
Because I've seen mixed feelings on the place. Because, if anybody, you can go on YouTube right now and probably find the episode. It's the first episode of their first season.
Yeah.
They supposedly went to a very demonic location, and according to them, they've had crap that messed with their lives because of that place.
Well, didn't they do a revisit there anyway?
Yeah, they went back and supposedly...
Which is obviously a smart thing to do if they've had things mess with their fucking life. Let's go back there.
Right. But, other, teams have gone in there and haven't gotten nearly what they had.
Yeah. Maybe it's simply because of how Zach likes to aggravate shit.
Well, in the beginning, yeah, I don't think he does that anymore. I mean, I'm not trying to, praise the guy, or, I'm indifferent about his, style of investigation because those shows I consider those pure entertainment.
Yeah.
And it's just exposure for the field. It's not always good exposure, but it's exposure. And, and there's been like a huge influx ever since those shows came out.
Yeah.
Of, investigators.
I'd always like to go to, one of those places that the, big renowned, I don't want to say celebrity, but one of the higher up, paranormal groups have visited.
Right.
To go with, you and me, simply because with how you're able to do all your equipment shit and how I just kind of do the tracking thing. I think we might get something.
I know later this year we're going to go hit one of those locations. We're trying to.
That's cool. For our listeners, new listeners who might not know, when I was in Oklahoma, Stone and I had our own miniature Ghostbuster group, kind of.
Yeah.
He was the tech guy, and I was, more or less better terms, the psychic / ghost sensor of the group.
I wouldn't call you a psychic. I'd call you more sensitive.
Sensitive. That's what I was just trying to find the right word.
Yeah. You would go based on your inward little feelings and stuff, because you've had some experiences in the past.
Yeah.
Where, your senses are a lot more heightened.
And oddly enough, people still laugh at me whenever I tell them about that incident.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm like, fuck you, I know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with it, though, because, personal experiences are very considered circumstantial.
Yeah.
Rather than hardcore data that can be repeated over and over again, That's pure scientific method. And that's understandable.
That's one reason why the field of paranormal hunting is always kind of like, I don't know, because you can't get the same results over and over and over again.
Yes, and kind of no. It's because mainly the reason why it's been so laughed at and looked down upon is because so many damn frauds are out there.
True. And then you have all the highly religious people trying to go against it, saying that it's completely wrong and all of that shit.
Right. They kind of sit there and think that, we're kicking open doors looking for demons.
To some religions, if there is an afterlife and it's just being a ghost in the world you died in, it kind of destroys their whole little box of religion.
More or less that, and, they highly believe that, God said, don't talk to ghosts. That's my job, type of thing.
Yeah.
You're basically, stepping on God's toes. That's not my intention.
Don't play footsie with God.
I mean, the way I look at it, it's like, okay, you're God, and, we try to communicate with you as much as we can through prayer, and we want, human beings today, they want instant gratification.
Oh, yeah.
And if they're not going to get it this way by waiting around a while and maybe or maybe not getting some sign, then they're going to go to places that there probably will be signs.
Yeah.
So, but, this situation, I mean, if he's on the up and up, all power to him. And I hope he finds something. I really do.
Be interesting.
Because I think this is kind of an Amityville situation.
Oh, yeah?
Because the Amityville horror case, for those of you who don't know, if you've been living under a rock, one of the most famous haunted locations ever. Even though it's not haunted. There has been not one single, report of activity since that family left that home. It
wasn't the location, right? It was the family.
More or less, I think.
Or wasn't it just the kids?
No. I mean, the kids were affected in the sense that, it was like during the last night, things, went haywire, and the family got a little tired of it. And that's when they left. This is only after 28 days of living in the home. It kind of... It'd be hard to say it was because of the damn mortgage, because,
Or did that, I think I remember I watched, it was like a documentary, something called maybe After All These Years or something, where it had the guy that was the kid.
My Amityville Horror?
Something like that. And
yeah.
How he was saying he always thought it was the stepdad.
Yeah.
That brought the shit in.
Yeah. Because, it was... what was his name? I know who you're talking about, but his brother, Christopher Lutz, he goes around to places and he tells his story just about kind of the same way. He's just not as intense or screwed up in the head. He's a little bit more there, but he talks about, living there and, his experiences and, without saying it, he thinks, it might have been, had something to do with the stepdad.
Yeah.
Or, bringing it on himself, if anything. Because I know, people that have lived there since then, nothing. It's just a house that, a really fucked up murder happened at. But they don't have any type of activity or anything like that. Just nothing, It's just where, guy snapped one night and killed his whole family.
I just imagine you going into that house, like kicking the door open and going, "I know who you are."
And then I got cuffs on my wrists. I'm like, oh, well, you're going to know who I am. No, I would never do anything like that. No, I'm usually the guy that's behind the camera that just kind of is always looking in every corner. Ever since I can't wait to bring out this recorder into my investigation, though, because, man.
Yeah, you're the guy who's behind the camera, and I'm always the one that just wanders aimlessly thinking. I was like, oh, I think there's something over here.
Uh-huh.
I think out of the, 4 investigations we did, I think it was 2 of them that I might have found something, but we never got actual feedback on the recorders that we could tell.
Yeah, that's the thing with...
There was one on the 3rd one that we might have had. It was Mrs. Brown. You remember that one?
Yeah.
That one was, I'd say, the closest we ever came back to true feedback.
Right. Total actual intellectual...
Yeah.
Might be something to it, to that, might be something in that apartment. Or it just might be something with them. But nonetheless, yeah, it's a real weird field to be in, especially, with the shows that are on now, like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures, and, I just consider it good exposure for the field. Sometimes it's not so good, some of the shit they do.
Yeah. But at least it raises awareness about the blooming area of paranormal activities.
Right. That's all we can say. And I, good or bad, like I said, I hope Zak's intentions are genuine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only guy I know that actually released a dubstep album with his Spirit Box recordings. And, I can't,
If you listen to it backwards, you can summon Satan.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't want to summon that bastard. Enough problems in this world. He can stay where he is.
But just think, if you die, you can fight the Reaper in a Battle of Clue. Or Battleship and win.
Are you talking about Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey?
Maybe.
Good on you. You'll sink my battleship. And they give him a Melvin during Twister.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. I don't know. This whole case, a lot of people in the field are just like, I don't know, because it's garnered so much attention.
I think it would be funny though, with all this negative attention on it, and he actually finds something.
I know that would be cool. I would admit that would be cool.
He'd be like, "I told you guys."
But see, like I said, the way this field is right now. Yeah. It would still be considered, circumstantial and picked apart by everybody.
Yeah.
Like on my Facebook, I have a tendency to pick a lot of shit apart. Because, I'm part of, just for, I don't know, I mean, I'm fixing to drop them because I'm so annoyed by them. It's a lot of on the, Facebook groups and stuff like that. I'll see somebody post a picture of dust. And they're all like, look at these orbs, in my living room. I'm like, no, it's dust, people. It's just dust. It's not an orb. It's not energy. It's dust. Stop it, please. It's really starting to bug me because people are more or less uneducated. I consider myself uneducated, but I know that is not a damn orb. That's not energy. It's dust. It's all it is. It's caught in the light. The way the camera captures it, it's a reflection.
I need to take a picture of me, like, halfway through a sneeze, and like, holy shit, I sneeze ghosts.
Yeah. You may as well just do that, because that's about what it is. And it's annoying. Stop it, people. Because crap, like, and then when people post, pictures of apparitions, like, I learned about the whole app thing, is they make apps that puts apparitions into photos.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
That's kind of
There
bullshit.
is an app for that.
That's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Personal opinion.
And I learned that the hard way when I sent it to an expert, like, check this out. And, 5 seconds later, he emailed me right back. It's fake. I'm like, oh my God. I feel like a dick.
You look like one, too.
Huh, you must have been looking like a hairy dicks lately.
Well,
I guess. Well, good on you and your hairy dicks. And, as far as the...
Can you imagine if that was someone's name?
Harry Dick? I'm sure there's somebody out there named Harry Dick.
Oh my God. I'd feel so sorry for him. What's that one racer's name that I can't stop laughing at?
One racer?
Yeah, there's a certain NASCAR racer that you always say his name and I can't stop fucking cracking up. Something Dinkle or something like that.
You'd have to ask Elijah. I'm not a big NASCAR guy.
Yeah.
I don't have the passion to sit there and watch cars take left turns all day. The high speeds.
They should add ramps.
Yeah, this ain't Speed Racer, sir. They have loop-de-loops and whatnot hanging around.
That'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. I'd probably watch then.
Well, yeah.
With the Speed Racer thing cranked up. Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. I'm like, fuck yeah. But, yeah, to sum it all up, I kind of hope he finds something.
But there probably won't be anything.
No. Because
there's always that 0.1 chance.
I mean, it was to the point where they created, religious altars downstairs at the basement, and they supposedly found maybe...
Did they say what kind of religious altar?
It was just your standard, like a, table with, like, Virgin Mary and candles and things of that sort.
I wonder what would happen if you made one of those religious altars, but you put everything upside down.
I don't know. You go ahead and try that, and you tell me all about it. Just document everything.
Will do.
Good.
I have like 30 cameras watching me.
Mm-hmm. That's what you need to do. Yeah, so on that note, folks, you got a ghost in your house, I'm with Midnight Paranormal, and we'll help you out. Free. We don't charge. And if you're in the greater Oklahoma area, Kansas and Texas, maybe. Arkansas, maybe. And that one place over there to the left of us, New Mexico. So, yeah, on that note, folks, thank you for listening as always. You have any opinions, go ahead, leave them below in the comments section. And, yeah, like it and subscribe, please.
Do it now. Do it now.
Do it. Hit the button. 5, 4, 3, 2, do it.
Damn, I missed it.
Oh.
Maybe next time.
But until then, folks, as always, thank you for listening. And I am Adam Stone.
I'm Adam Blocher.
Stay weird.